I'm at the gym and we're going to go and pick a machine weight so that we understand how to warm up with any given lift on any given machine and how to find the correct percentages to be targeting osteogenic change. We can't actually make any claims that any lifting we do on machine weights or any other lifting we do with free weights is actually going to be making osteogenic changes at the hip or at the spine. In the studies, the LIFTMOR studies, is specific to the methodology they used. But it's so encouraging to have those percentages and have that protocol so that we can base the rest of our practice, the rest of our weightlifting, perhaps progressing from machine weights to doing free weights, we can base it on something. So let's go and head over to a machine and start lifting. The seated leg press machine is free, which is a great machine for us to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and look at any adjustments, first of all, that I need to be making, just so you can see, because there's going to be a zoom out on this recording. And you can see that the weights here, they're going up in, let's see, 7.5s, with the ability to add and adjust my weight by 2.5 kilos and 5 kilos. So that's a really nice progression there. So I've got no weight on this machine at the moment, and the reason for that is because I want to work with no weight while I find my footing and find any adjustments that I need to be making with this machine. So it's important to note that I'm going to sort of sit up with my head like this while I make the adjustments. When I start to load weight, I'll take my head back here so that my spine is closer or in neutral. So I'm going to take my feet up, and first of all I need to see, well, was that easy? Because it might be for you that you need to actually be a little bit further back to get those feet up, and then lower yourself to a comfortable space that you want to work from. It is possible, for instance, with this machine, you can be working from this level of flexion or extension into end range extension, or you can be working much deeper. So I'm taking it to see how I feel about working at the deepest place. How do I feel about that? And is my spine neutral? I mean, that's a really important thing on these machine weights, that we figure out that our spine is neutral and happy. I would hate for you to be sitting on anything that's causing your spine to curl or curve. So I'm going to just go for a little trial of pushing away. I haven't got any weight on the machine, so I can lift my head forward or back at the moment and just see how my knees, ankles feel about that setup. Yeah? Okay, so that's good. I'm happy with that. I don't need to spend too much longer on that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nodule and I'm going to place a light load in there. So I know roughly what a light load is for me, but you might not. So I would aim, if you're feeling a little bit nervous about what to go for, just start low and then go from there. The reason I want to do a lighter load is because now I want to be, what I'm testing is not the setup. I'm testing really, have I got any complaints in any of my joints? Have I got any complaints in any of my muscles that are telling me this isn't the exercise for me today, this isn't, or there's something to be concerned about with my foot position, my knee, hip position, whatever. So it just gives me a bit of information. Then I come back down. I don't want to expend too much energy on this weight at the moment, because the next one I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be aiming to warm myself up for 15 to 20 repetitions. So I want to head for a much heavier weight to do that, so that I can really feel comfortable that I'm warmed up in this motion, in this movement, to load myself appropriately for what we're aiming for today. So I'm going to place my feet up there, get into position, brace myself. I've moved the weight up a little bit, and I'm aiming for 15 to 20 to warm myself up. So I'm making sure that I do not bang that weight down. It's not making any noises. There's a slow release. I'm nearing 10. Probably around 15 now. It doesn't matter that I'm not getting an exact number for this warm-up set. And that should be enough to warm me up. Okay, so I'm going to take a decent rest here, and I like to stay seated when I rest so that my legs are not loading at all and my lung and heart rate are trying to get as close down towards resting heart and lung rate as possible, so that I'm ready for my next set, which is going to be the set where I try to search for some sort of repetition maximum that is going to give me information for my calculating my 80 to 85% repetition maximum. Once you've got to that place where you've rested enough, I want you to go ahead, get yourself into position, and then you're going to add a significant amount of weight now, because I'd like you to aim to get well under your 15 rep max. I want you to aim for sort of roughly around 10 really. So I'm going to guesstimate here. Okay, so here we go. That first one was a real effort, actually. I'm going to take my 90 seconds because that was, you probably see that maybe even hear that I'm way more taxed with my heart and lungs. So I need that recovery. But while I'm doing that recovery, what I would invite you to do now, and what I'm going to tell myself to do, is my calculation, so that I know the next time that I lift, I'm lifting 80 to 85% 5 times. So go ahead and find any rep max calculator on the internet, and once you've found it, all you need to do is enter the weight you just lifted on your guesstimation round and the number of repetitions you did. Once you hit calculate, that should show you your 80 to 85% rep max, and that is how you're going to base the figure that you next pop into your weights machine and try to lift. So my figures are approximately between 106 and 113, and my weight machine actually shows 110 as an option, so I'm going to go ahead with that. Wait. Don't head on to a leg press machine and load up 110 kilos. That weight was specifically calibrated according to my effort level on that specific day, on that specific machine. And another thing, if I hadn't used the leg press machine before, I'm not going to head straight for 80 to 85% max. I'm going to build up to it over the course of a week or a few weeks. And then lower myself into it, because I know that initial bit was quite challenging, but this is going to help me get into position. I'm expecting this to be a real effort now, but I'm expecting to have a little bit more in the tank. So I'm expecting to be doing 5, but probably have a little bit more in the tank, maybe for 1 to 3 more repetitions. Here we go. And then I take my 90 or so seconds rest until I do another 4 sets of that. I definitely had a little bit more left in the tank, so I know I'm roughly around the right training level, effort level, so I'm good. And that is how you do LIFTMOR on machine weights. Thanks for watching. Why don't you go ahead and head on over to one of my websites, subscribe to my newsletter, and be the first to hear about news and offers. Share this video with someone you think that might find it useful, and don't forget to hit like.